What's going on, everybody? Welcome to This Week in Wrestling, THS Wrestling. Do not adjust your sets. The three of us are in the same room. It's not green screen. It's happening. He just touched me. Oh my God. It's real, everyone. It's happening.
I'm touching him.
We got a lot to talk about today. WrestleMania BACKLASH. We are also going to be talking about New Jack. We're going to be talking about new women's tag team champions, and we're going to be talking about what is the last thing? Oh, Cody Rhodes.
I like how you looked at me and
I couldn't remember. I honestly couldn't remember.
Said,
what are we talking about? Cody Rhodes. My name is John. I'm joined by Jimmy and Neeson. How you guys doing?
Man, I'm just trying to bring that good old early 2000s Nellyville back. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, that's how
I think it's working.
Thanks, I'm trying. It's hot in here.
It is hot in here, and I decided to wear a jacket.
That's why it's
that
hot.
also has flames on it. Are they real? I don't know. Ken, what's going on, man? Good to see you. We're going to be talking about Backlash here in a minute. This is literally the first thing I've done outside of my apartment since I want to say March 8th of last year.
Seems fitting.
That was the last time we did a stream we did it upstairs, but now we're downstairs. But holy crap, guys, this is cool. I'm excited. It's good to see you guys in person. Now let's talk about an all right pay-per-view
of
wrestling. So we're live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. And check us out on Instagram, instagram.com/THS Wrestling. Do we want to talk about Backlash first, just to get that out of the way?
Yeah, I think that's the.
I think that's good.
Fresh off the heels.
That's what the people want.
They want to hear our hot takes about WrestleMania Backlash. Chat, you guys know what we want from you. Give us a grade A to F, what you thought of this show, and we'll throw it up on the board there. And I ask you guys, Neeson, will go with you first. A to F, what did you think of WrestleMania Backlash?
I thought it was serviceable, so I'll give it a C. I thought it wasn't bad. It wasn't good. It didn't do. It wasn't great. Rather, yeah. Nothing to toot a horn about. I felt like it was nothing really besides the main event, which was a really good match. I don't think it was anything noteworthy or to talk about at the water hole.
Right.
Wasn't that the saying back in the 90s?
Water cooler.
I think it's the water cooler.
Water cooler.
The water hole, I think.
Sorry, boomer. I don't know. Sorry, guys.
That's
I've been watching a lot of TikTok videos. Sorry.
I think we all have.
Yeah, sorry.
All of us.
Yeah.
So a C, a solid C.
Solid C.
Jimmy, what'd you think of the show? A to F.
I'm going to give it a right above Neeson at a C+. I think that, as you said, the main event was, I think, pretty solid. And the WWE title match was very hard hitting. A lot of close calls in that match. But overall, yeah, C+, because there were quite a few questionable things that happened on the show, and I can't wrap my head around some of it.
Yeah, I think a C is a fair grade. C+ is a fair grade. The main event was great. I personally liked Bayley and Bianca. I thought that was also a decent match. But truth be told, I don't know if it's because I've been up since 6:30 in the morning, but I was nodding off during some of these matches. But yeah, let's get into it. We opened the show. Oh, did anyone watch the pre-show? Because I didn't watch the pre-show.
I did.
What did you think of Sheamus Ricochet?
I thought it was a pretty good match. I think Sheamus does well. I mean, well, both. Sheamus does well with those smaller type of guys that he could be a base for.
Right.
And Ricochet does well with the bigger type of guys that they could be a base for him. And it's a thing about Ricochet to where he isn't one of the quote unquote, because they announced him as like 207 pounds. And so he's technically a smaller guy. But he isn't one of those smaller guys that can't wrestle up to the bigger guys. It feels like when he does go against the Drew McIntyres or the Sheamuses, even like the Brock Lesnar's, it feels like he's supposed to be next to them.
Right.
And I think, I think you or Jimmy said that it was possibly a audible called for the Humberto injury.
Right.
If it is, I think it's definitely something noteworthy that this is where we could see something else for Ricochet. He needs something to sink his teeth in. Also, he came in black pants, black shoes with black wrist tape, which is pretty interesting as well.
Yeah. You didn't. We showed up at the same time, so no.
We did not see this pre-show.
Oh, he also danced. He did a whole dab. He did a dab.
He did a dab.
He did a dab in Sheamus's clothes. The kids did that?
I don't know. I'm not a child anymore. I don't.
Yeah.
They probably do dab.
Yeah.
Chat. Let us know. Do
people dab?
Do the youth of America still dab? Let us know.
Is dabbing still a thing?
We need to know. We need the answers, the hard-hitting answers to this. So we opened the show with a triple threat match for the WWE Raw Women's Championship. Rhea Ripley retains against Asuka and Charlotte Flair. I think one of the things I commented on is this is the first time Charlotte Flair has not worn Flair-esque attire, and I think we all decided yes, it was the first time she had gone outside of the Flair box, and I think it worked pretty well for her that way. Match was fine. It felt to me pretty sloppy at some points. And I mean, I think the right person won. I mean, I am biased. I don't want Charlotte Flair to win any titles anytime soon, but I think the right person won. Jimmy, what do you think of this match to open the show?
I just feel like this was a match that definitely could have been the main event of Raw.
Okay.
And for whatever reason, there were just a lot of missed spots.
Yeah.
Or like a lot of confusion. I don't know what was going on, especially since these three have been interacting weekly and even been in matches together, whether it be one-on-one matches or tag matches.
And even further than weekly. They've been back in NXT all three of them were in NXT at one point, whether it be Charlotte later, but they've all had matches against one another.
Yeah. And especially at WrestleMania last year, granted, that was pre-taped, but Charlotte versus Rhea last year seems far in comparison to this match.
Yeah, absolutely.
For whatever reason.
Neeson, you made a comment that it seemed like they were trying to wrestle a non WWE match and it didn't really work out. What did you think you said the last 5 minutes were pretty enjoyable. What do you think didn't work overall with the match?
I don't think I disagree that the match didn't work.
Okay.
So I think more so they were wrestling. So in a typical WWE triple threat match, we've seen it in the other triple threat match as well. But then they went to knock somebody out and then they wait and then they bring them back.
Right.
They usually do that. They usually knock somebody out or keep knocking somebody out, bringing them back. I think this match was very non-WWE in a sense of they kept trying to involve everyone. Mm-hmm. And at the same time, I want to say they kept not selling things, but they kept, it was spot after spot after spot. And for it being a first match, that's the kind of match you want to kick off the pay-per-view. You want a high energy match. And I felt like they really, really tried. And I know it probably didn't click at some points, but I felt like they really stepped out of the typical WWE box. And that's why I really like that match. And I feel like all these women can go. And right when it ended, I said, give me Charlotte versus Rhea one-on-one. Yeah. I really want to see that match. Also, This made me hate Charlotte even more because she was dressed up as Cruella DeVille. Wearing what? She was wearing Dalmatian skin. Why are we highlighting Cruella DeVille with a movie when she's a fucking person that skinned puppies and ran over a man? I don't care how beautiful and amazing and talented Emma Stone is. Cruella DeVille is an evil woman, and she should not be highlighted as such. Would you go watch a movie about Thanos and the way he's, I'm growing up to kill everybody? And
that sounds boring.
Exactly. So therefore, I'm not going to watch that or root for Charlotte. Pretty plain and simple, guys. Charlotte skins puppies and ran over a human.
Oh my God! The views of Neeson are 100% backed by me. Didn't see that coming, did you? Up next, we had the Mysterios. I almost called them the Mysteriosos. What in the world is happening right now? Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio taking on the Dirty Dogs for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. We started out, this was a handicap match for a little bit, 2-on-1. Dominic took a nap under a very plush couch, much like this one.
Just wrapped in plastic.
It put him out of commission. I love that was the final blow, was dropping a very nice couch on him. Not like, they didn't drop the legs on his face or anything. It was the cushion side. And
not even, it's like the divot in between.
Yeah, he was fine. I don't get it. But anyway, Mysterio's new tag team champions. What did we think of keeping Dominic out of this match for so long? Did we think that was the right call? Did it make you go like, yeah, this is a much better match because it's just Rey versus two guys?
What did I say just now? WWE's typical match is knocking somebody out of the match and having them have the heroic comeback, guys. This was a WWE formulaic match. That's plain and simple what it was. You knew that's what was going to happen. As far as just, them, how do you get knocked out from a saran wrapped, sound covered couch and then go out and get beat up by stairs and still complete a match anyway? The
logic is not
the logic wasn't there. But again, it's pro wrestling. We shouldn't be applying logic. My fault. Sorry.
Oh, especially this show.
Especially.
Oh, we'll get to
yeah. Sorry, guys. But I mean, look, I think this is great. I think more and more I'm wishing we were having these moments in front of fans. Right?
This should have been a WrestleMania match.
It should have been a WrestleMania match. It should have. Why are we not getting dominant? The first time ever, father and son tag team holding up the titles. Are we going to see LeBron play with his son in an empty gym for the first time on live television? Is that what we're going to see? You bet the fuck not. You think the NBA is not going to have billboards of that shit?
Oh my God.
It's going to be nuts. And I think that's where. To me, that's what I miss. That's what the urgency, the importantness of this match. That's where they dropped the ball. I felt like Booker T right there for some reason. The urgency, the importance. Not even a word. Sorry, guys.
This is the first time in WWE history that we had I don't know. Our monitor.
Our
monitor.
Zombie. It's filled with zombies.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, guys.
But this is the first time we had father-son tag team champions in WWE, and like you said, that's pretty historic. You think we would have that on a? There were articles about it, and that's great, but it's like with the fans there, it should have been at WrestleMania for sure.
Who reads, guys?
Especially with the fact that you had the Dirty Dogs only do a backstage segment during WrestleMania, not even on the show. So why wouldn't this match be good enough to be at WrestleMania?
I do not know. But I do have a follow-up question, Jimmy. Do you think, with the Mysterios being the tag team champions, do you think this is a long run, or do you think we are just in a holding pattern until we get the Usos on the same page?
So I think that this is actually going to be kind of like a weird transition for the tag team championship. So right now we have the Mysterios as champion. And who have they been feuding with? that they haven't really been able to get one up on.
Oh,
Alpha
Alpha
Academy.
Academy, yeah.
So I feel like this could lead into a feud with the Alpha Academy. And this was something that Neeson said during the show. Wouldn't it be great if Dominic turned heel? And I think this would be a great chance. You lose the tag team titles to Alpha Academy. And then after that, you have Dominic so mad that his first championship reign has ended. And who does he blame? His father.
And then Alexa is
you,
brainwashing everybody. And that's because we fantasy book great things on this show.
Mike in the chat says, didn't Kane and Paul Bear team up once? Ooh, they might have.
They might have, but shoot father and son, not work father and son.
Yeah, who said that in the chat? I can't see.
Mike said it in chat.
Awesome, Mike. That is a great, like, in kayfabe.
But they never won the titles.
So no, they never won the titles.
Yeah.
And they never will. They never will.
They never will.
I mean, Kurt Angle and Justin and Jason Jordan won titles. Did they win the titles before?
No, Jason Jordan won the titles with Seth Rollins.
Ah, that's right.
Yeah. Up next, we had a lumberjack match, which was the lumberjacks were zombies. I don't know how to tell you any other way. The lumberjacks were zombies. Legitimate zombies.
Zombies.
There they are. They're consuming the Miz.
Eat the Miz at the end of the match.
They ate John Morrison and the Miz.
Seems like
both of them have been eaten.
Seems like that tan one in there has a pretty interesting position.
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, I don't know what it says when the company's literally telling you that the ending of this match bites.
Yeah. I don't, man. Do we even have any thoughts on this match? I mean, I will say the thing about this that I did enjoy were the Miz and Morrison backstage segments leading up to this. I thought that was entertaining, but then the zombies had their own theme song, and this was a tie-in with Batista's new movie. I mean, Damian Priest got a win, so I guess that's cool.
Go see Army of the Dead.
There you go.
Right now in theaters on Netflix, May 21st.
Is that it? Are we good? We good with this match?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Let's move on. Actually, hold on. Do we got some questions in the chat here?
Yeah, what's in the chat? I'm usually, guys, can't see. What's going on here?
We need another New Jack. WWE has been dead for years.
Okay. Okay. That's
something.
Yeah.
To be honest, do y'all think Seth will go after Roman next, or will Cesaro get a rematch? That's a good question.
This is a good question, because this was the first thing I said. Are they going to turn Seth with? Please God, no! Don't turn Seth.
Seth Rollins should never be a face ever again.
But I love the fact at first, they had to stay on separate brands, which was, because they were both the tadpoles of the WWE. And I think then by making Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley now to have their own thing. And I always felt it was going to be interesting to have two top heels on the same show. Somehow, some way, they're able to do it with Seth Rollins being the top heel for the bottom main card. Mm-hmm. I would say right above the mid card. And I don't think he's going to turn. I think this is going to just be this well played. This could be something very interesting that we really don't see. Seth Rollins doesn't need the Intercontinental title. Seth Rollins doesn't need any title, but he could still play right in between that mid to main card and keep building people. Yeah. Like a Seth Rollins. I mean, like a Cesaro.
Cesaro. So do you agree with that? Do you think he just gets he hangs out with Cesaro for a while, builds up Cesaro some more as we go along here?
Yeah, I think at some point we're going to get the rematch between Cesaro and Roman, but it's not going to happen right away, especially when they're running this injury angle with the arm. Yeah. So Cesaro is going to be out for revenge against Seth, and then that's going to drag it out for possibly until SummerSlam. Right before SummerSlam, and then maybe Cesaro fights Roman at SummerSlam if Brock doesn't come back.
Guys, we got Hell in a Cell in June.
Yeah, that's weird.
That means that is gonna have to be at least 2 Hell in a Cell matches that are blood feuds. That are, I need you inside of Hell in a Cell because nothing else is going to do. Do you think we're gonna get either Cesaro versus Roman again? Or
we're going to get Miz and
Bryan
Morrison versus the Zombies.
versus Roman
Miz and
again.
Morrison versus the Zombies in the Cell.
Oh,
what do you think about that?
Jesus Christ.
Chat, let us know. More zombies in your wrestling program? Yes.
Army of the Dead, May 21st on Netflix.
Ken makes a good point.
What does Ken say?
Maybe it's Seth and Cesaro in Hell in a Cell.
That's what I'm thinking
yes,
as well.
Seth and
I agree.
Cesaro, Hell in a Cell. I think that'd be great as well.
I think giving Cesaro more like featured matches is never a bad thing.
Brother Uso.
Yeah, I think Uso versus Uso would probably be another thing that they're going towards.
And there's never been a bad Uso Hell in the Cell match.
There has never
there
been
has
a
not.
bad. There's never been a bad. Never been a bad Fatu family Hell in a Cell match.
There you go. If Brock comes back, do you think he will dethrone Roman?
No,
I don't think so.
no. If Brock comes back, he's going to Raw. If he comes back,
You think they'll put him on Raw?
absolutely. Like it's way too stacked on SmackDown. At least on the men's side.
Do you
Only
think
person
Fox
ever-
would step in and be like, "Hey, we want him on"?
Nah,
No?
I think who would you have? Chat. Who would you have? Would you have Brock or Becky Lynch? Which one would you pick?
I'd have Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch. And I'm sure Fox is like, give me Becky Lynch.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. There you go. That's why you're here.
That's why they pay me the big bucks.
That's why they pay you the big bucks. Let's
All right,
move,
I'm done, guys.
Let's move on to our WWE SmackDown Women's Championship. Bianca Belair defeats Bayley in I thought a very good match. This is Bianca's first title defense. I think you couldn't have picked a better person to defend against on that brand. And yeah, I really enjoyed this match. I don't really have anything negative to say about it.
Bayley is the MVP of the women's division on SmackDown.
I heard someone clear their throat. The finish was a little weird.
I had nothing to do with the finish.
You didn't?
No, I mean nothing. Well, I didn't have anything to do with the finish. You're right. I did. I see nothing wrong with it. I love the fact that it was quote unquote sloppy, because it makes it feel real. It makes it feel like she squeaked out a win.
It's frantic. And
Yeah.
that's why, like, I need to wrap my hair around her leg to keep her down. I mean, it would have looked better had, the legs not gone out and
Yes.
then came back in,
Right.
sure. But in theory of what the finish was supposed to look like, I think it's fitting.
Yeah, I love those things. I love when wrestling is a little chaotic and crazy because that's real fighting.
It shouldn't be perfect, basically.
It shouldn't be perfect.
Except Kurt Hennig.
Yes.
Fair.
Oh,
Fair.
sorry, microphone. My bad. Not used to it. Where do we think? I think Jimmy, you might have said, where does Bianca go from here? Where do you think she goes from here?
I mean, it's way too early to go back to anything with Sasha. You could extend the feud with Bayley a little bit, especially with the fact that you could have Bayley arguing she used her hair, and then they could have some weird gimmick match where like Bayley gets her rematch against Bianca, but then Bianca has to have her hair like tied up together so she can't use it. But as to who she would go after that, I don't know. It's kind of it's a weird situation because Sasha's not there,
Yeah.
and you already have Bayley.
Who else is?
You may be saying, I think you're thinking of what I'm thinking too, and that's Becky.
Well, I think that's bigger stage, but we have somebody right there that is a top tier main event player that is sitting and has nothing to do on SmackDown.
They've been sitting so long that they're not even coming
Sonya?
to mind right now.
Carmella,
Oh, Carmella.
They are rebuilding her back up again.
They are.
like that's,
Okay.
that's the person.
Yeah.
Like yes, if we're gonna
That's
get
an easy
that's
storyline.
the
Yeah.
and that's the
I was the new hot thing, then you came in and stole all my thunder. That's it.
it's the summer. That's what we get for Hell in a Cell. I don't even know now. I thought, money. I guess is Money in the Bank after Hell in a Cell. I don't even know anymore.
I assume so.
Yes, but that's what we get for these next 2 months is Carmella. And then once we get to SummerSlam, that's when we pull a Becky Lynch. That's when we pull a Sasha Banks. That's when, like, I want it to be Becky, but I think you wait to get Becky.
Yeah.
You wait to get that. And have her, like Bianca said, she wants to beat all the 4 horsewomen. If you're going to have somebody beat all the 4 horsewomen, you have Bianca beat all the 4 horsewomen.
Agreed.
Speaking of horsewomen,
No.
are they? I don't even know which brand they're actually on now, but now that they've lost the women's tag team titles,
Yes.
does this open up Shayna and Nia? Meaning, Shayna now tries to go for the SmackDown women's title
That could
as
be
one of the horsemen.
Well, do we know what brand they're tied to? They're tied to Raw.
They're not tied to any brand.
Oh, they're not. They're just.
Oh, you mean Shayna and Nia? Yeah, they're tied to Raw.
They're tied to Raw.
They're tied to Raw.
Yeah. I always thought that whatever championship they lose, that's where they have to stay.
That would be smart. But
So, like, if they lose on SmackDown, they lose to a SmackDown team, they have to stay on SmackDown.
Right.
that'd be a great.
It'd be an easy way to
which
That'd
switch
be a
things
great
up.
rule.
Yeah.
But they didn't imply that when they applied the brand invitational that happens 4 times a year.
Yeah.
So what's
Without
that?
reason.
What's that?
Derek says, I had a crazy thought. SmackDown could be the home of the Samoans Universal Champion Roma. My God, John.
Do not speak about the head of the table.
I apologize
chief
to
of
Roman
tribal
Reigns, the greatest wrestler of our generation. I apologize. Roman, Uso tag team champions, Tamina tag team champions, and Nia Jax as the SmackDown Women's Champion. But who would be? Are we just throwing Natty in there now with Tamina? Who would be the other tag team?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the home. I guess that is the home of, I guess all this. I don't know. I don't get it. What's the question? Just so everybody's a Samoan champ?
It's just a crazy thought. He just wants like a dynasty,
A bloodline
bloodline championship.
Well, look, the bloodline needs to hold all the titles. I think that's some
yes,
power.
I think we're all.
Yeah, I think that, but I honestly don't think it may happen, guys. I think
Not where they're going with Jimmy as of right now.
Right.
and with Naomi on the other side, like they're real big on keeping people together. Like I think we're going to see Carmella end up going to Raw once they ever do a shakeup or once they really start touring again, which is in July.
The touring is the big thing, especially with when we were bringing her back up again. But like with Becky, she's currently on Raw with Seth on SmackDown.
Right.
You got to figure she's going to make the move.
Oh, she's coming to SmackDown.
Absolutely.
Fox is not going.
No.
That's
way.
when Fox is going to make the call.
Yes.
Hey. I know you're over there. I know you're over there with Peacock and all and Universal. Yeah, but we want Becky.
Bring Becky.
We paid $2 billion for this.
For this whole thing.
Yeah, this.
Up next, we had Bobby Lashley defeating Drew McIntyre and Braun Strowman in a triple threat match for the WWE Championship.
That's such a cool picture.
That's a great picture.
Just the
That should be used the entire time.
I wear my sunshades at night,
I love it.
aviators, just cool suit. Just a cool guy.
I thought this match was fine. I think the right person retained the title. I don't really got a lot.
I'm surprised you said that. I thought you were gonna say you wanted Braun to win.
Hell no. Hell no. Are you joking? You're joking. You're joking. Get out of here. Get out of here. What'd you guys, Jimmy? What'd you think of this match?
Very hard hitting. You can, props to these guys for putting themselves like through the line of fire with a lot of the spots happening in this match. A lot of close calls, especially with Braun, where his head was maybe about like that.
Dude,
far
that
away
was
from
super
hitting.
scary.
First, when he tried to do the cannonball from the apron, and then when he was being suplexed, belly to belly suplexed,
The belt overhead, yeah. Ugh.
Like, listen, I get it. Like he wants to do these impressive moves, but he's a big guy, and being that big and trying to do these moves can be pretty risky.
Yeah.
I'm glad he didn't get hurt. And I think, like you, I think the right person won. I think that they did a solid by having the whole entire go through the LED boards because it's reminiscent of Bobby Lashley's and Braun's feud previously. So I like that callback, and I like that Bobby came back from it and just like, nope, spear, and I'm done.
Bye, Maddie. You've been blocked, sir.
I want to see it. Sorry. I want to see it.
Oh, no, they're gone.
Know what it was.
They're gone.
Damn.
So
I've seen your reaction.
yeah, I don't have time for that shit.
Yeah.
If you're bored, go somewhere else, dude. Like, seriously. If you're that bored and you've been sitting here for 30 minutes watching the stream, my dude, go do something else. Go outside.
Guys,
Sure.
I'm gonna be honest. If you pissed off, you must have did some shit to piss off Pingo. Like he's not. It takes a lot for him to get fired up here.
It's just why would you waste your time?
It takes a lot. You must have did something, Maddie.
Why would you waste your time? Now you're blocked. See you later.
I sit through Raw because I choose to. If I don't want to, I won't watch.
There you go.
There you go.
What do we think of the Michinoku driver? I think that popped us all pretty big.
Thought I think to Jimmy's point, Braun Strowman has the capable. Braun Strowman reminds me a lot of Big Show, early days, and Big Show he talked about it. He was doing moonsaults off the top rope.
Oh my God.
He was doing a bunch of crazy
drop
stuff.
kicks. They're like, don't do drop kicks
Until
anymore.
Hogan was like, stop, don't do these things, right? But I think now when you see Keith Lee and Donovan Dijakovic have such incredible matches on NXT, even when they're in Evolve, when you see these big guys go out there and kill it, it makes the athletic people like Braun Strowman, because I remember when I forgot who was he in the ring with, and he was doing like quarter rows and like double drop kicks. And they were like, oh my God. And
that wasn't the Big Show match, was it?
it probably was either that or
The one on Raw?
Yeah.
yeah.
I think it was.
Yeah, it was.
The one,
that
where
shit
the
was
ring,
wild.
the one where the
right?
ring broke, or the one where the ring didn't break?
I
was
think
one
the
where it
one where it did it.
I thought it was one that did. But,
I can't
but
remember.
anyways, I feel that now we're in this state of big man work rate. And work rate is a real fan terminology, really. Like, no wrestler's like, oh, your work rate sucks. It's all about fans, right? That says that. But I think we're just in this stage where we're going to see these athletic big men do amazing things, and it's going to be acceptable. And I think now that Braun Strowman technically on the main roster is the first one to really do it. I think Keith Lee was going to be that person until whatever happened. Now Braun is that, but once we get Keith back, we get Donovan Dijakovic re-entered, or whatever, the skyscrapers, whatever the hell they're fucking called. Yeah. They have the capability to do that. And I'm excited for it. Yes, it's going to be cringy sometimes. They're going to almost hit their head. It's going to be fucking crazy, but I think I'm with it. I want more of it. I love the car crash of it all. Give me more, and give me the 13 minutes or less matches.
Derek in chat says, I love Braun, but WWE creative ruined him during the pandemic, especially his match he had with The Fiend. True statement. Do we feel like WWE creative ruined Braun?
I feel like the pandemic. I mean, I feel like
I feel like they waited too long on Braun.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Well, and also has to do with the fact that, remember, he was just subbed in for Roman at WrestleMania last year. So him winning the title wasn't part of their original big picture. So I think when he had the title, they're like, what do we do with him now?
Yeah.
And big guys, again, going back to the crowd stuff, it probably hurt big guys the most, right? Because like, you're a monster. So you're supposed to be a monster for people.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're just on the screen in front, a bunch of front of LEDs, whatever. Like, nobody cares.
Yeah. Nobody cares.
With train noises.
Train noises and that fun
the Diesel
Big
had a
Thunder
diesel.
Railroad smoke they got going there at the beginning. Mike. Great theme song. Great theme song.
Who doesn't have a great theme song these days?
A lot of people. Yeah, he's counting it. He's counting it up. All right, so main event, we had Roman Reigns taking on Cesaro for the WWE Universal Championship. Holy hell, this was a great match. They did it. He's still counting over here, by the way. This was a fantastic match. The finish of it, amazing. Very well done. Once again, I've said I like the matches where I'm pretty sure Roman's going to win, but there's that feeling where this guy's going to beat him, and we had that a couple of times during this. Roman ultimately retains on his own without help from any Uso. And surprisingly, and I thought this was a great match. And he gave a shout out to his old buddy Daniel Bryan in the middle of the match while he's beating the shit out of Cesaro. And Cesaro looked great, and like I said earlier, needs to be featured in more one-on-one matches. Neeson, what'd you think of this match?
This gave us something to tune into on Friday for, and I think that's why I gave it a C. Because it probably would have been lower if I didn't have anything to tune in next week to any WWE product for. But with Seth Rollins coming out at the end and him, looking at Roman and going to attack Cesaro with the whole show, like basically being threatened with Jimmy Uso.
Yes,
I think it made me want to see what's next. Also, I'm about to take advantage of that 40% off and get me a nobody's bitch shirt, because that's one thing I ain't, and that's one thing none of these people on this panel are. We ain't nobody's bitch.
I'm just gonna buy the shirt and cross out the Uso part and add the V for Jimmy Uso.
Oh, there you go. Customize it like Shane O'Mac.
Yep,
I like it. I like it. Jimmy, what'd you think of this match?
I feel like everything that this match needed to be, it was. And good for Cesaro. He put himself through the ringer in this match.
Yeah, dude.
He would just keep having all these wounds appear out of nowhere.
Yes.
And I'm like, wow, he's like putting himself and like beating himself up to like not only make Roman look good, but to sell this story that though he's Cesaro, he's still the underdog and he's got to fight for this. And like you said, when it comes to Roman, like I feel like he does a good job of making you believe that there's a chance he might lose this title.
Yeah.
So, and also I think it speaks volumes that you had, like you said, you were threading Jimmy Uso and Jey Uso throughout this entire show. But what was the final part of the show? It wasn't Roman. It wasn't the Usos. It was Seth and Cesaro.
Yeah.
Which, I hope this isn't going to give me additional false hope that this is going to lead to even bigger things with Cesaro and actually winning the title at some point. I hope it leads to that, but who knows? But yeah, I just think it speaks volumes that that's where you're ending your show.
I think, I'll make another bold prediction for this year because my first prediction already came true. I think Cesaro is going to win Money in the Bank. Whenever that comes around.
I thought you were going to say he's going to win the title this year. I was like, no. Nope.
He'll win Money in the Bank.
I think he'll win Money in the Bank for sure. I'm with you on that. Either him or Big E.
I could see Big E as well.
But I don't think that he'll win the title this year because Roman is on a path that we haven't seen in a very, very, like I would say we haven't seen in a very long time, but he's on the Brock path, right? Like he's on the path of, he's doing the same thing Brock does, but he's showing up every week to do it.
Yeah.
And they literally created an in-house monster with Roman.
Yeah.
And I don't see anybody and the great thing is I don't see anybody taking him down. And during the match, he makes it feel like he could be taken down. And if you look at the top stars, the main events, the guys in the history of WWE, dating back to Terry, and even Bruno Sammartino, like Terry, Bruno, Stone Cold, Rock,
Triple H did it right.
Triple H, well. Triple H. That's a whole nother thing.
It's a whole nother thing, but he does the champion.
I parallel Triple H a lot to Roman is because I feel like Roman's time isn't going to be like the mainstream time like Triple H's time was, but he was the guy, clear as day. Cena, they all sell their ass off and make it look like they're going to be defeated. And at the last minute, what did Roman do? Even with the little nuances that Cesaro did about like lifting a hand up or getting up on his feet when you're like, oh, he's gonna and then he went completely limp. He sold the hell out of that sharpshooter, man. Like Roman. It's just those little things. Those are the things that draw me in and make me believe. Oh, the crossface was such a great nod, and just it was so great, man. Like I just think those things are gonna make me tune in on Friday night and Friday night only.
And Friday night only. Ken says, excellent match. Cesaro really told a great story in this one. And Matthew said he's been saying for months that Cesaro should win Money in the Bank.
Yeah, Matthew, we
agree with you. We agree with you. I have nothing else to say.
And hopefully it actually does happen.
Yes, there you go. And he says he'll win it, and also he will dethrone. Cesaro will be the one to dethrone Roman Reigns. Do you think that? A, do you think that's a good idea? B, do you think that's going to happen?
No, I don't think he's going to dethrone Roman Reigns unless it's after a WrestleMania. I don't know who Shaq
will defeat.
Shaq will defeat.
That's why he disappeared.
Yeah.
He disappeared so he could appear in the Money in the Bank, and he'll be the one to win it.
I would say this, guys. Please follow us on Instagram at THS.Wrestling, and let's put up a poll or a post and ask who you think will win Money in the Bank, because I definitely think coming out with Big E, Cesaro. I think the Intercontinental title besides Apollo, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn could also get it. Big E, Cesaro. I think it's a lot. They got a lot of players, at least, and we're all naming SmackDown people. We're not even touching Raw.
No.
Because there's nothing to touch.
I think this next question leads into what we're going to talk about next. It's very appropriate. Mike asks, if a New Jack style brawl was to break out in the studio right now, what would you use as a weapon? And I started looking around, and I'm like, I'd probably use one of the lights, honestly, because I mean you can break it on somebody and then you could stab at somebody, right?
There's a lot of stuff around here, so it's.
I was going to say there's a lot of stuff, but I would definitely go for the knives because I know
there's knives here. I didn't know that.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
is there a guitar here? Because you got to do the strum before you take it and El Kabong the guy.
I got forks.
Oh, but I got to put baby powder in it first.
We got forks. We got pizza cutters. I watched the Nick Cage thing.
Oh boy, yeah.
I watched that last night.
Yeah, there's a lot of things, guys. And also, if you didn't watch it, we're talking about ECW and Nick Cage.
So
Pingo's in the documentary.
I'm in the Nick Gage episode of Dark Side of the Ring. I'm in the background. I was at that David Arquette match, and you can see the side of my head and me, I think, taking a picture
slowly as David Arquette's throat gets slashed and bleeding to death.
Did I ever tell you the aftermath of that show?
No,
because he's holding his neck and he goes outside and he's like, he's yelling back at Nick Gage, and Nick Gage doesn't give a fuck. I think he said something like, I just wanted your respect or something like that. He's up there. And I went outside, and the people I was sitting next to, I was standing next to them, and I was just like looking at, I can't remember what the fuck I was looking at. I was like, I gotta go. And I just walked away silently to my car, and I got in my car, and I just sat there for like 10 minutes and just stared off into the middle distance. I'm like, I think David Arquette's dead. I think I just witnessed a man die.
I have one question.
Yeah.
Were you high?
No.
That's some high shit I do, by the way. Like,
I gotta go.
I've done that before.
I gotta go, guys.
I gotta
go. I gotta go.
I was just like,
somebody kill a man.
I was just standing there like, man.
I will say
fuck that guy.
I will say no, I wasn't, but I will say that it was interesting to see this Dark Side of the Ring episode after having already watched the David Arquette documentary, because now we got to see both sides.
I have not seen that yet.
I have not seen that either.
It is very interesting. You act without too many spoilers, like Gage talked about it, but you actually are in the car with David Arquette as Luke Perry and Jungle Boy are driving him to the hospital.
That's cool.
I gotta watch
that shit. I think that's on Amazon. Anyway,
it is on Amazon Prime.
So we're talking about deathmatch stuff. Yeah. Sadly, about 3 days ago, New Jack passed away. ECW original, one of a kind for sure. If you have not watched the Gangstas Smoky Mountain Wrestling promos, they are some of the realest shit I think that I've seen.
Shout out to my boy OJ.
Yeah, shout to damn.
And it's so weird because
Jesus Christ.
my fiance and I, we've been watching Dark Side of the Ring. She's never seen it. We've been watching it through. And I swear to you, the next episode we were going to watch was the New Jack one. And he passed away the day before. And I was like, this is freaky. And we rewatched that. And yeah, man, look, not the best technical wrestler, but that's not what he, was not what he's supposed to do. I think I've seen him do a snapmare twice. But when Natural Born Killers came on, you knew shit was about to go down.
I'm pretty sure, that song got played thousands of times.
Oh my God. Yeah.
This week.
And I mean, I know all the lyrics to that song because of New Jack. Every ECW pay-per-view, you would be like, when's New Jack coming out? When is he going to do his dive? When is he going to hit somebody with a guitar? When he's going to use the staple gun? When is he going to do some crazy shit? So he will be missed. It was great to see Paul Heyman talk about him. I think that was probably the best tribute anybody could do. But yeah, go check out that Dark Side of the Ring with New Jack. It's very well done. And I mean, go watch some old New Jack matches because they are absolutely insane. I remember I'd watch like Gangstas and Dudleys in the cage. Even when he's tag teaming with
Gangstinatas.
Yes,
with
dude.
John Cronus.
Dude, that tag team was nutty.
It was such a weird tag team because by this point, Mustafa was no longer in ECW.
Right.
Saturn left for WCW.
Mm-hmm.
So you had two tag wrestlers, and you're like, okay, let's just throw
what
them
do we
together.
do with them? Just
But it
put them together.
worked.
Yeah. Oh, it absolutely worked. I remember like Cronus with the umbrella. Have you ever seen that one where he just twirled? That dude was absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. But I mean, there will never be another wrestler like New Jack. And I will miss him. He will be missed. Anyone else want to say anything about New Jack?
I'll just say that, I grew up in the Philadelphia area, and one of my biggest regrets, because I was a little too young to go on my own, was I never got to go to an ECW show. So I never got to experience it live, and that includes getting to see New Jack, which is one of the highlights of any ECW show. So I do regret that.
Mike's favorite New Jack moment was saying if he won the ECW television title, he would pawn it. I think that was against Rhino, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Goodness. There was something, a lot of people wanted to know my opinions about Tamina winning the tag team titles with Natalia.
People in the chat.
People in the chat.
People in this chat and people in our chat are alliance.
People
chat.
know that I'm like, Tamina only does the super kick. That's about it. Blah, 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 whatever. And everyone in our little group chat was like, oh boy, I wonder what Pingle's going to say now that she's the champion. And this is what I'm going to say. Good for her. She's been there so long. And it doesn't matter. Who gives a fuck what I think about her? I don't think she's the greatest wrestler. Does she deserve to be a champion? Absolutely. She's been with the company forever. They fucking took her last name away from her, which is just, I kind of get it.
I think we all understand it.
We understand it, but it's just like, that's part of her
murder.
Yeah.
It's her.
It's her. Yeah. And she's kind of she's been there, man, throughout it all. And I think it's good that she's tag team champion. They finally gave her something to do.
Yeah.
That wasn't just like, I'm going to randomly get a title shot now and lose.
Yeah. And that promo after the match was, that was all her. And she had that all bottled up and couldn't wait to say it. And she deserved to be able to say it.
Yeah.
So.
Agreed.
Best part was her FaceTiming Sasha Banks backstage.
Team Bad, man.
Team Bad forever. And I just really love the fact how Tamina, they all support Tamina.
Yeah.
And Tamina's like a mom figure, it seems like, backstage to everybody. And for her to say on Talking Smack that this is for her kids and thank you for thank you for sharing your mom with the WWE universe. And thank you to my dad for showing me what this place is and what this is, because it's beautiful. This place is beautiful. It's about family. And we get so caught up in what we know of the business and just as fans and stuff, but WWE is family, and we hear about it. People work there for 20, 30 years, and more often than not.
Yeah.
So those cameramen, those lighting, the grips, the tech, the ring people, like they've been there for a very, very long time, and to see somebody root for, or everybody root for Tamina like that is just a beautiful thing, man. And also, Natty is a bona fide Hall of Famer with that. Like,
yeah,
we forget, man. Like, Natty has been around like just as long as Tamina. They are the longest tenured women on that roster, and so to see them get, you know, the shot and the chance and the opportunity, and they could do nothing with them, but they have under their resume WWE Women's Tag Team titles, which there was no reason they shouldn't have that on their resume. So kudos to them, and hopefully we could get some real build in the division now, you know, going.
Yeah, absolutely. With them at the top.
With them on top. Yeah, man.
Give them a nice reign. They deserve it.
Yeah.
No matter what I think of them, wrestling wise. Who cares? Good for them. Oh my God. Did she do that when she won? Yay. That was a thing Natalya did on television.
Still a thing, guys.
All the time. Still
Yay. Still a thing.
And raise your hands in the air.
To screens.
All right, we're gonna move on to AEW. We're gonna talk about Cody Rhodes. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to talk about Cody Rhodes. Neeson, I would like you to take the floor on this Cody Rhodes promo. Sir, if you will.
What a toss. That was great. This is why they pay the big bucks. Fireworks for 20 minutes, and let me do this to you guys as I ring you in. Look, man. Okay, so I watched the promo, and a lot of my opinions, thoughts, comments comes from, we do have a group chat. We have an alliance group chat, and we have people from all over, different backgrounds and ethnicities in our group chat. And when things happen, you know, they talk about it. And this promo happened, and I was cringing, and I was trying to understand my cringe inside as I'm watching, not just, you know, a typical Cody Rhodes, acted promo, right? Like, Cody Rhodes is a very, very good actor. And because it's real, as he said on Twitter, he's very good.
Right.
So I'm trying to figure out why am I doing this? And everybody in the chat now, excluding these people on this couch,
shit.
Yeah, excluding these people, are saying that they love this promo. They love it, right? And I'm like, no, this isn't right. And so I watched it back, and it came down to, one, the build for this match with Ogogo is utter bullshit, right? Ogogo comes out on Blood and Guts and lays a British flag over Cody Rhodes, and then Cody Rhodes comes back and cuts a pro-America promo by prefacing it, saying that I know it's cool not being pro-America, but I'm pro-American, and I'm going to cut this promo. Why? Because I'm fucking a black woman and having a black and white child, and that's how far we came, and that's the American way. What? No, that's not it, bro. Like, that's not it. I don't care. We don't care about, and this is in no disrespect, we don't care about you and Brandy being an interracial couple having a mixed child. It's a beautiful thing on just a pure human level, but that does not have anything to do with the far we came with justice, the fight that we're still having, by the way. I don't know if you watch the news or not. And this is not going against what America is. Yes, America does give us the freedoms of beauty to be able to love who we want to love and to be able to say what we want to say and do those things. That is not taken away. Yes, we are proud to be American, but we are proud to also fight to be American. Because you know why? Like, person like me has to fight every single day just to be like, hey, I want to matter too, guys. And it doesn't matter if you're talking about black people and then cutting to the one guy that's in your crowd that has a Black Lives Matter shirt on. That shouldn't make a person feel better. But that's deliberately done. That was a deliberate cut. And so I haven't even talked about the actual build since the beginning of my whole promo. Where is the actual build for the actual match coming from? A flag? Nobody in America saying, fuck the British. This is not 1972. Nobody is saying that. I'm sorry, 1772.
I wasn't going to correct.
Yeah, this is not 1772. Not one person is saying that. So I don't care if you go on Twitter and you talk about it was a great promo and it was real and how you cried because it was real. No, it was a laughing stock. It was trash. Because one, pro wrestling wise, you did not build to that match. Two, you use a racial your interracial relationship as a stepping stone, as some type of privilege, if you will, to get to the point where you just want to use your father's moniker for one night. I was baffled when I watched it back and I'm just like, holy shit. So then I start talking to other people that were also black and I'm like, hey, how did you feel about this? Exact same way. Hey man, I didn't like the way they did this. I didn't like the way they do that. And this is no knock to Cody because I've heard of Cody on multiple interviews talk about how he's learning about, he said he didn't have a racist bone to his body, to his wife. And she said, oh, then you must not really understand what's going on. And he was like, wow, I didn't. And he said, it's a constant learning thing. I get that. But promos like that, they need to be ran by some other people. This is why there is a writing room. And I'm not saying they need a writing room per se, but hey, bounce that off somebody else besides your wife. That's all I'm saying. Because I know for a fact there's numerous of people like me that feel very cringe watching that promo. That's all I gotta say.
I was like, because we've been talking about the factory and all the new guys.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, at least they're building new guys. That's cool. Yeah. And to give a go-go this spot with Cody, that's big. And I went, I don't necessarily care about the match because all this dude has done is punch people and the guy, I know that's his thing, and then he walks away. And I went, oh, Cody's going to do an interview or a promo. How is he going to sell me on this match? Mm-hmm. And he did not sell me on this match. I tuned out about maybe halfway through it. I went, all right, I don't, okay, you're going to call yourself the American Dream. That's great.
Yeah, and it didn't even do the job.
No.
Like it didn't even, you got yourself over by calling yourself the American Dream.
Yeah.
Here's the funny thing. And the first thing I said in the group chat when this promo was going on was, did I miss something on Elevation or
Yes,
Dark?
You did.
Because there's a lot of times where things will be said on these shows, which I don't watch regularly, that will lend itself to whatever angle. So I thought, oh, did I miss something? Did Ogogo cut a promo on Elevation or Dark? And then I had these guys and other people like, no, you didn't miss anything.
Nope.
And I'm like, okay, so Cody is literally starting the conflict within this one promo itself.
Right.
Of Ogogo being anti-American. Ogogo has said nothing. He laid down the British flag. Laying down the British flag on someone doesn't mean you're anti-American. That's just laying the flag down on someone.
And I think the other thing is, I cannot recall if it was NWA or if it was AWA or if it was another promotion, but this is an old callback to an angle where somebody got the shit kicked out of them and they were buried under a flag. And I'm pretty sure JR was on commentary, and I'll find the clip for you guys because I can't remember right now, but I do recall this being like a very old school, like 80s, 70s gimmick. So of course they're just like, remember when that happened? Like 30 plus years ago, let's do that again, but not have any meaning behind it at all. That was a build in back then. This is just like,
yeah, as a society, we've grown past that.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I was going to say that the whole thing with, so the quote with Brandy, Brandy actually said, or Cody says to Brandy, I don't see color. And Brandy's words were, well, then you don't understand my struggle. Right. And what this promo showed me is that Cody is even farther away from understanding the struggle by making it about being pro-American and making himself the American dream than the struggle itself. Like him being the American dream is more important than what other people are dealing with, just so he can make himself look like a proud American.
And it's okay to be pro-American. Like I don't think anybody's saying it's not, right? Like it's okay to be pro-American. It's okay to be proud of who you are and what you came from and the strides that your family made and your heritage made on this soil, in this sand, no matter how dark it may be, right? Like I understand that. I don't like the fact that you hinge it and you sell out a point of your interracial relationship and kid on that. And like you literally point out, like in the city where they couldn't segregation, like
if anything, that should have been Brandy's promo in some way, but it wasn't. So.
Tone deaf. Tone deaf.
Mike in the chat says a go-go told him Doctor Who is better than Star Trek, and Mike, you know I agree with that.
Same here.
Anyway,
I don't watch Doctor.
That's fine.
LNZ.
Don't. It's fine. It's a great. You want to get into? Don't tell me that.
I do want to get into it.
Mike, ready the video library. Neeson wants to watch Doctor Who.
I want to get into Doctor Who, guys.
Okay, well I can arrange that for you. Guys, we have to go. I'm gonna go do that right now. No. So Cody tried making. Ken says in the chat, Cody tried making this build for the match/feud like it was Rocky IV and completely missed the mark.
Facts.
There you go. We wanted to close out the show by talking about our new TNT champion, Miro. I thought this match was pretty good. That dive Darby took to the outside was one of the stiffest dives I think I've ever. He bounced right off him, which was even better. I think last week we said, should Miro win? And we all agreed that he should win. He has won, and it looks like he's headed to Lance Archer. What did we think of the title win? And I mean, I'm excited to see Lance Archer versus Miro, but Lance Archer is another guy like Miro that came with a lot of hype and just kind of was cooled down, and now he's back. Do you think there's any chance Miro's one and done?
No. It sucks because it's like it's no way that Miro should be one and done, and there's no way that Lance Archer should continue to get the short end of the stick. But one person has to eat it, and it's going to be Lance Archer, the Murder Hawk. And I thought, like I said in the chat again, Darby Cena, if he would have pinned him, if Darby would have won after almost getting murdered the week before by getting thrown downstairs and just getting literally murdered against Miro, then I just would have been like, there's no end. Darby is an instant heel in my eyes. But he had a long reign. He helped build the title to an extent since the unfortunate passing of Brody, from Cody. I think now we're gonna see what they're gonna do. Like now it really gets kicked off, right? Like I feel like this is the point where it's like, all right, Miro, show them what you got. Like you could be that guy because Darby wasn't on TV before. Darby wasn't on a WrestleMania. Darby wasn't a household name before. Darby didn't have a Rusev Day chant with over thousands of people. You did. Let's see what you got.
And I think this will be good for Miro because now we've established that the TNT champion is on TV defending that title every week.
No matter what. Yeah.
So now we will see Miro on TV every week. Which I think is a great thing because I love Miro. I think he's great, and I thought this was a great title win. What'd you think of his gear?
I think
calling his shot.
I love that. It's very Rick Rudish, and I'm really glad he won the title. And I think my only gripe was he was in the ring with the championship. He had just won, and he barely had his chance to celebrate. And here comes Lance Archer. Yeah. I feel like you could have waited a week for the whole Lance Archer thing. Like, let it sit that Miro won the TNT title.
Yeah.
And I understand you want to show people, oh, this is where it's leading.
Moving
but
on, yeah.
It didn't need to happen that quickly.
Yeah. We got anything else we want to mention before we get on out of here?
Welcome back, Pingle.
Thank you. It's good
Welcome
to
back
be
to
back.
the studio, man.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice here.
Yeah.
It's a good little space we got here, and I'm
space.
excited to be back, fully vaxxed.
Junior, you got Junior back on the controls.
It's nice.
Ernie on the cams.
It's nice, that I don't have to like turn on my little like gel lights to make my room blue.
I don't have to like room my
yeah, I don't have to like get my. I'm like, what should I put in the background? Because there's a sink behind me.
Right. Oh, what picture am I going to use today?
Yeah. What am I going to do? It's nice just to just be back in studio. And
can't wait
things.
to get some audiences and like a couple times we had here right before we closed.
When we had Terry Funk, that was fun.
Yeah.
And when we had events here too, it was great. Yeah. So I mean, we're gonna start doing them again. So very exciting.
Very exciting.
You guys want to do plugs because we can't
click things.
Can't click them up.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
Yeah, right. We can't point. Can't just point.
Can't just point to our box. Yeah.
Guys, make sure you follow me at Stay Fly Life. Again, DMs open for healthy wrestling conversations. Please follow Stay Fly Life and also other things. I got a lot of stuff coming up. So, man, make sure you stay tuned about that. Jimmy.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at the Jimmy V. Follow my wrestling ramblings and pop culture references. There you go. I guess follow me on Instagram because next weekend I will not be here. I will be attempting to drink around the world at Epcot. So there's that.
Very cool.
That'd be cool.
I am on Twitter and Instagram at JP Thrice. What else am I doing? I don't know. That's pretty much it. You can find me at those two places. So thanks for joining us, guys.
We will be streaming show.
We got to play the show
at some point.
We got to play the
We're
show.
Going to stream show.
I am elusive. When I'm on, I'm playing Warzone.
This is true, which he never invites me, guys.
If you want to play, I'm down to play.
Never invites me.
All right. Well, when I get home tonight, we'll see.
Well, I'm gonna be on.
I know you'll be on.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So Facebook.com/THS Wrestling News, YouTube.com/that#show TV, Twitch.tv/that#show, and Instagram.com/THS.wrestling. Nailed it. But most importantly, guys. Oh, we can say it all together now,
guys.
Oh my God.
Let's do it.
Most importantly, guys, that#show.com for everything trending
in geek pop culture.
And we'll see you guys later.
Wow, that was great.
RIP New Jack.
That was great.
What up? This is the man of the hour, Leo Rush, and you are watching THS Wrestling.